Nostrils with Paul Rosen.
Our diets, our Western diets in America are just really, you just don't realize how poor they really are.
What would you say to others who would like to feel better?
Sometimes you need to find the instruction. That's where the testing and everything comes in, because without that knowledge, there's no way I could have got to the point where I'm at today.
Straight talk about health.
And then I start preaching and telling them what I've been doing. And this guy named Paul Rosen has changed my life.
With your host, Paul Rosen.
By the way, the information contained in this program is not approved by the FDA, nor intended to treat, diagnose, or claim to cure any medical condition or disease as defined by Western medicine. However, skilled practitioners of many disciplines have found nutrition response testing to be a highly reliable supportive technology for assessing the health and fitness of the body's functional system.
There has been awareness for decades, Paul, about the hazardous effects of air pollution. In cities like Los Angeles, where you can see the smog, they actually have air pollution alerts. We said something about going indoors to get rid of the nasty pollutants outside that may hurt us. How is that maybe not the best solution?
Well, you would think that your indoor air would be better than your outdoor air, and unfortunately, it's most often not true. And it's not true because of all of the various appliances and your carpets and your furniture. And if you live in a new house, all the building materials are loaded with off-gassing chemistry that simply makes the air just a potpourri of, shall we say, negative impacts.
So that's an ugly thought right there. I'm trying to get away from nasty stuff outside, so I go inside, and there's a whole different list of stuff that could hurt me inside.
I mean, formaldehyde tops the list, for example, and all of the glues and then the fire retardants that are used in furniture, which, by the way, don't work and have been shown not to work, but they put them in there anyway. It's like getting a flu shot when you know the flu shot won't work, but you'll incur the risk. In any event, we talked about that a week or so ago. But
so what do we do about this, Paul? We've got stuff in our building materials, in our very homes, that can be harmful to us. What do we do about that?
According to the EPA, the level of air pollution in your home can be 2 to 5 times higher than outside.
That's an ugly thought.
That's an ugly thought. So, to your question deserves an answer. And I, Paul Rosen, will give you one.
Well, that's a relief.
Having too much fun this morning.
As a matter of fact. So what do we do? I mean, the obvious solution is maybe seek out safer building materials. I'm thinking that's one thing.
Let's just talk about the pollutants in general, so you can kind of get the breadth of of the problem. Molds are one, and the molds usually grow around areas of the home which can get moist and not dry out as efficiently, like bathrooms and basements and things like that. Aerosols, all of the different products that might be an aerosol, the chemistry that you emit into the air is definitely a big problem. Combustion products, things like from fireplaces or tobacco smoke or gas appliances or heaters, anything that heats things up or flames or whatever can create combustion problems. Of course, tobacco smoke, and we talked about formaldehyde already, and wood products such as plywood and fiberboard, which is what most new homes are made with. Fiberboard, for example, that glue board. You've seen it, chips. It's got.
I have.
Yeah. And then, of course, mattresses, clothing, nail polish, lots of other kind of chemistry, beautification chemistry that people might use. Adhesives and again, fireplaces and exhaust, arsenic, again, in these treated wood products, benzene and toluene in paints and solvents and wood preservatives, pesticides, of course, asbestos, heavy metals from paints, soil and dust from older buildings, and radon. You didn't think of radon.
I did not. What exactly is radon? Sounds like
radon is a radioactive gas that basically comes from decaying uranium in the soil. Uranium is a natural a material substance in the soil, and it does basically give off a gas. And if you want to know whether or not your house, your home is in a higher radioactive area, radon area, there are maps available. You can go right online and find them. But there's something you can do. Mostly moving the air is the most important.
And what do you mean by that?
Well, a fan, open windows, should be done in any home at any time.
Get some circulation going.
Get some circulation. Open your window, for at least a half an hour during the day. Top and bottom if you live in multiple floor dwellings. Open a window in a kitchen. Open a window in a bathroom, and keep some circulation flowing, and that does a good job. Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you a question over there.
Yes.
You said aerosols, for example, are one of the things that can aggravate the quality of the indoor air in our homes, for example. Now, I'm not being facetious here. I'm not trying to be a wise guy. What about, instead of using that spray-on deodorant, you go with the stick or something like that? Would that actually make a difference?
That would make a difference with respect to that, yes, although I don't recommend that anybody use any commercial deodorants whatsoever.
Really?
Oh, yeah, it's easy. I mean, deodorants are very simple. We use combinations of essential oils and get great results without any risk, any downside at all. We combine certain oils really in our office and give people the recipes to put that together, and people are amazed. Use essential oils. Mm-hmm.
Well, there you go. Right there, we provided valuable information. I did not think that was the point we were going to when I asked that question, but there you go. You provided a very practical solution.
Yeah, it's very easy, and the perfume or the fragrance can be extremely pleasant, and also useful with respect to deodorant. Antiperspirant is a different problem. If you tend to sweat a lot, generally speaking, we should look at your kidneys because, they're not as happy as they should be. People who have very sweaty feet, who sweat excessively, kidneys are a good place to start. And we can set you on a path to resolving that as well. Let's get to what you can do with respect to the indoor air. First and foremost, of course, you can use a high-quality air purifier. And if you want more information about the types of purifiers, you can email me at gethealthy@AccuNatural or paul@AccuNatural.com.
Are these air purifiers like an air conditioner or like a fan or something like that, or do you stick them up like a no-pest strip? How do they work?
Well, it's an electrical device. Yeah, it has a fan and it has filtration, draws air through it, and works to take out the pollutants through the air. So it circulates the air through some filtration through sometimes even UV light within them, and it helps to debacterialize the air.
It does a lot. So would you have to change a filter on it, like a vacuum cleaner bag every now and then?
Yep. Every now and then.
So you reach in there and pull out the half-eaten ham sandwich from 3 weeks ago?
No. Not if you're not
exactly.
Not unless you're Shrek.
Well, I don't know how we got to that. I have no idea.
I don't
where
know
did we
why,
make
but I just
the
pictured-
leap from ham sandwich to Shrek?
Well, I guess because he does some pretty gross things.
Okay,
So
good enough. We'll go with that. So air
and
purifier.
then the other thing that's really cool that you can do is you can add air purifying plants to your house, right? And what kinds of plants? Well, let me tell you.
So with that thought in mind, I think you're saying not all plants are created equal in terms of their air purification qualities.
That is correct. Yeah. What kinds of plants could you use? Jade plant. It's a very common house plant, the jade plant. And it's particularly good at absorbing chemical compounds like toluene emitted from gasoline, paint, kerosene, and lacquers. The jade plant. Spider plant. You've seen that, very common in households, spider plant. And that can take out different chemistry that's found in plastics that would be off-gassing. A scarlet start, very unusual. They're part of the bromelid family. And so the Caribbean tree cactus. Dracaena, that's a very common plant. You see that as the variegated leaves, the very long, pointy leaves. And those are very efficient at absorbing acetone and household cleaners, nail polish removers. Ferns. Lots of ferns around here. Right? These leafy plants require a lot of water, but they provide humidity in the air, and that can also help freshen the air itself. A peace lily, English ivy, ficus tree, snake plant or mother-in-law's tongue, you've seen that before, philodendron, and a bamboo palm. All of these plants, if you can't remember them, again, you can email me at gethealthy@acunatural.com, and we'll get you the list. But these are things that you can do, simple things that you can do to reduce the pollutants in the air that you breathe on a daily basis.
I think plants have been shown many times over to also create a sense of peace in your environment, and also they just look good. Plants help create a healthier, better-looking place for everybody.
And how do we characterize that scenario?
How do we characterize it?
Yeah.
It's healthy.
Win-win-win.
No, there
it's
you go.
Another
Even better.
win-win-win. Right? These are little things that if you become aware of, which you now are, you can totally transform the environment that you live in. And this will change not just the environment, but the quality of your life. And isn't that a cool thing? Right? And if you want to go further to actually address the root cause of the functional symptoms or illnesses that you might be experiencing, then of course getting evaluated is the next step. So it's totally cool. I mean, having this knowledge just transforms the power, right? It's like you get plugged into a whole new source of energy, which can transform your life. It's great.
You can overdo this, though. Don't get too many plants in your house. If you have to supply a pack, train, and wear a pith helmet to get in there and water everything, you've probably got too many plants.
Well, let's not be so concerned about overdoing it. Let's just start.
That's a good idea right there.
And because it's your life, and your life counts, and the quality of your life is extremely important, and so you feel better. You're emotionally more well balanced, as Rod mentioned. Having vitality, being surrounded by vitality in the form of plants can absolutely transform the mental emotional balance that you may or may not be experiencing.
Such a simple thing with so many benefits.
Isn't
All right,
that amazing?
Paul, what other things can we do to help improve the air quality and general healthy environment of our homes?
I mean, what else do you want?
That's it?
I just get... That's what do you mean that's it?
One's all you need.
Air purifying a mechanical tool, an air purifier, and not all air purifiers, by the way, are created equal. So, again, if you want more information about that, gethealthy@acunatural.com. I'll be happy to provide that for you. And then the plants. I mean, that is a two-pronged, extremely effective. Oh, the third one is opening. It's a three-pronged. The third one is opening windows, in the house on a daily basis to circulate the air.
So I guess that whole idea, as you just mentioned, circulating the air, and I've heard people say many times, I've got to air this place out. Well, actually, that's 100% accurate. You are doing yourself some good on a long and short-term. You're getting long and short-term benefits.
It's 100%
from doing these things.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that cool?
That's very cool because it's also very simple too.
We should go to Michael's second segment.
We will do that.
Say that.
Michael's second segment. We will do that as soon as I say this. Give us a call at 503-786-9390. That's 503-786-9390 to speak directly to Paul Rosen here on Health Matters about your health issue.
Yeah, for those of you who may have just tuned in, Michael's a patient of mine. He's describing his adventure back to health. He was experiencing cholesterol and blood pressure issues, as well as weight control and allergies, chronic bloody noses, and fatigue. Saw great results, and that's what he spoke about in the first segment. Let's hear what he's got in the second.
And so you're really able, your health is still light years from where it was, even though you do one of the most difficult things as far as, I'm concerned as a practitioner, and that is travel.
Yeah, on the road, it's tough to find the healthy foods.
And isn't that ironic? I mean, the fact that
our society.
what is the biggest surprise to you throughout this whole process? I mean, what surprises you the most? I mean, I know we were talking about this, which is why I asked you to come back on the air. Do you remember?
Well, the biggest, I eat lots of butter, lots of eggs in order to get most of my proteins. And my cholesterol after my last screening dropped 40 points.
Wait a minute. Wait. Where's the alarm? That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So what is that? That casts a very broad shadow over this whole cholesterol story, doesn't it?
Well, yeah. We've always been told eggs are bad, butter's bad, go to margarine, go to substitutes, and then they come back around and, they flip-flop so many times, but I eat more now than I ever did, and the cholesterol dropped.
And your weight?
Weight dropped. Blood pressure dropped. Everything's dropped.
Oh, my God. Actually, I'm sort of being I'm making a little bit of a joke because this is the truth. What Mike is experiencing is the truth. The other story is fabricated. The other story is fabricated to promote a mega corporate / government / American Medical Association lie, as far as I'm concerned. If that story were true, how could your results occur?
They shouldn't.
They shouldn't.
Cholesterol should have gone double.
Right. Your cholesterol should have gone up. Your weight, you shouldn't have dropped a pound. And your blood pressure, should have gone through the roof.
Yep. So, all three are reversed.
All three are reversed. And so it is both what we've changed your diet to, but also addressing the barriers to healing. And you had some ongoing chronic immune challenges, too.
Yes. My thyroid and adrenals and other things had been compromised and were at risk.
And now
their health is, they're getting better.
They're getting much better, right? And so you're regulating meaning your blood pressure is where it should be, your cholesterol is where it should be, your weight is where it should be. In other words, your body is doing exactly as it was designed to do because you allowed it.
Feeding it what it wants and not what I want.
Right. There. You still want that donut. I know. You're looking for that sugar-coated cruller.
So let me summarize the past half hour, Paul. We've learned all kinds of good things. One is that we can make our homes healthier, the whole environment in our homes much better by using air purifiers and by putting plants in. Is that right?
Right.
Okay, that's very clear. We can also avoid surgeries and perhaps even avoid medications by changing our diets. Is that right?
Happens in my office every week.
And the best thing that's happened during the past half hour is your foot has not touched mine once.
Oh, my gosh.
Underneath
this
desk.
What is with the foot fetish?
We have... There is no...
Yes, stop it. Oh,
there is no foot fetish.
Rod. You need a girlfriend or something.
Yes!
He said that. He said that.
He
said that, not me. Well, so there are solutions. That's the
Indeed.
good thing. I especially like the idea that we can improve the atmosphere of our homes through very simple measures.
Very simple measures. And it's just not that complicated. And it's inexpensive, right? You can get these a number of these plants, the jade plant, the Dracaena, the spider plant. These things are not expensive. And they're ornamental. They provide a little flourish, right? Just like that little parsley that they put on the plate in the restaurant. A little flourish, a little color, a little, whatever. I don't know what.
Oh, by the way,
I was trying to think of a third thing.
We
but
did hear that little ding a moment ago.
Yeah, what was
and
that?
by the way, that was my phone. I'm sorry, I had my phone on. I should not have my phone on. A friend of mine is texting us, and she didn't hear the part earlier about what exactly is radon and why that's unhealthy. Why is radon unhealthy?
Well,
and where does it come from?
It's a gas. It's naturally occurring. It's a gas that emanates from uranium. But when it's an enclosed area, it's not healthy, like a basement. So radiation can penetrate things like cement, concrete, which is what most basement floors are made out of. And if there's no circulation in the basement, it can create a debilitating environment.